they want to prove that there are certain neurological disorders or certain neurological malfunctions. When I talk about the neurological disorder or neurological malfunctions, it includes the Alzheimer-like disease, Parkinson and Alzheimer-like disease. We have already discussed that Alzheimer is a type of disease where a person neurons start degenerating, right? And due to degeneration of the neuron, finally it causes to the death, right? Person uh, start losing its memory and all that and rest of the function. The second, Parkinson disease, where this disease generally takes place in the old ages. And what happened? First, trembling of this hand and legs take place, means the trembling of limb take place. Then again, neuron degeneration takes place, and a person start uh, uh, losing its memory, right? They start forgetting things. So that's what happened. So even these kind of the disease. So this article want to prove that directly or indirectly, the gut flora means gut. What is the gut flora first? So gut flora, flora means plant and fauna means animal. When we talk about the gut flora, we talk about the bacteria. Why? Because previously the bacteria were kept into plant kingdom and they used to be studied in the plant kingdom. Why? Because bacteria also had the cell wall. Bacteria also are capable of making their own food. So previously, in the flora, we also keep these bacteria along with the plant. In fauna, we keep the animal and other organisms like protozoa and all that, right? So when we talk about the gut flora, we are talking about the all bacteria which are found in our stomach. So normally bacteria are not found in stomach. They are found in the small intestine, large intestine. So basically, the most of bacteria are found in the large intestine because the environment of the large intestine is that is favorable for these bacteria to live over there. So all bacteria like lactobacillus bacteria, E. coli bacteria, they all are found in our small intestine, large intestine, some amount in the small intestine. So all these bacteria, inclusive of all these, all kind of bacteria, we call them gut flora. What is the role of these bacteria? So basically, these bacteria have the symbiotic relationship with the human being. Which kind of the symbiotic relationship? These bacteria are found in our intestine. These bacteria take the excretory product of our body, uh, they consume the excretory product of our body, and in return, they synthesize the some of them synthesize the vitamin B12, some of them synthesize the vitamin D, some of them synthesize the vitamin E, right? So these vitamins are synthesized. The second thing, these bacteria they break down the complex organic material into simple one, and they help in the digestion as well. So there are two kind of the bacteria. First bacteria which are taking the nutrition from our body, means our excretory product taking the as a nutrition, and in return they are providing us vitamin. Second kind of the bacteria, they are taking the nutrition as excretory product nutrition, and in return they are helping us in the digestion. So what these scientists are trying to correlate between them, these scientists are trying to correlate that if the gut flora get disturbed, means if any of the type of the bacteria or all the bacteria they die, directly or indirectly they will drop impact on the our nervous system, central nervous system, CNS. And because of the disturbance in the CNS or because of bad impact on the central nervous system, they causes different kind of the neurological disease. So they are trying to prove with the help of example that these kind of the neurological disease, they have to directly or indirectly do something with the gut flora. Means if we maintain the gut flora or if we maintain all the bacteria, we can avoid these kind of the diseases. That is the crux or that is the conclusion of all this research paper. So did you got in broad way what is the purpose behind this research paper? What exactly it wanted to do?
Yes.
Now here they are trying to prove with the help of enzyme, with the help of example, and with the help of, so let's read. Gut microorganism. The human gut contains the various microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, parasites, viruses, and more than 100 million bacteria reside in human gastrointestinal tract, means digestive system, which is 10 to 100 times of the number of eukaryotic cell in our body. Means the number of bacteria which are found in the gut, their number is even larger than the number of the cells which are present in our human body. Next, so after the year of common development with the human body, the gut bacteria have reached a mutually beneficial symbiotic state. We have already discussed that how they are make the symbiotic relationship with our human body. Gut microorganisms play an important role in promoting adult development and homeostasis. So first, they play important role in development of a person from child to an adult, and they also affect the homeostasis, mean they maintain the homeostatic status of our body, blood pressure, body temperature, and all that. For example, they can affect human metabolic function by decomposing the complex polysaccharide into food. So I already told you that they break down the polysaccharide, and after breaking down the polysaccharide and the complex substance, they make it easy. They make it simple in the simple form. In addition, gut microorganism can regulate the gut movement, the gut barrier system, and the fat distribution. So they regulate the movement of gut, that peristalsis, and the barrier system means which prevent the entry of harmful substances and pathogen. Uh, Fat distribution, they also help in the distribution of fat in our body. Gut microorganism can affect the immune function through through the development of gut associated lymphoid tissue and preventing the colonization of pathogens. So it also says that the gut organisms are also responsible for functioning of our immune system, because they provide a barrier, right? They provide the barrier for the entry of the pathogen, and colonization means development of the harmful bacteria, and they are also associated with the lymphoid tissue. We have already studied the lymph in detail and lymphoid system in detail, right? Lymphocyte cells are responsible for the fighting with the external microorganisms.
Sir, what is gut-associated lymphoid tissue?
Gut means, look, when I was teaching you a digestive system, I told you there is a lacteal. Remember or not?
No.
Lacteal. No, it means you haven't revised Affaf. Look,
I did, sir, but my syllabus doesn't include digestion.
okay, look, lacteal are the tissues, they are the lymph vessels which absorb the fat only. That's what we discussed. I will make you recall again. Mm, Digest. Look, this is a villi, remember? And this yellow color structure is called, what we call it? We call it lacteal. right? What is lacteal? Lacteal, look, I have written over there, lacteal. This is a lymph vessel. What it do? It absorb the fat or triglyceride, fatty acid and glycerol by the process of simple diffusion. Remember? So these lacteal are gut associated lymphoid tissue. Clear?
Pretty sure we didn't study this, but yeah, I understood.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just okay. uh, uh, Preventing the colonization of pathogen. Clear? Gut associated lymphoid tissue
Yes.
and preventing the colonization of pathogen. They can affect the energy metabolism and mitochondrial function of the host. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. The intricate relationship governing host and microorganism interactions suggests that when this relationship is abnormal, the microorganism may cause the pathogenesis of disease or promote the progression of disease. When this correlation or this symbiotic relation gets disturbed, the host will develop any kind of the disease, right? Therefore, recent researches has focused on determining the diversity of microorganisms to clarify the physiological role they play, eventually to prevent and treat the disease by controlling the microorganism species. So nowadays, on the basis of researches and experiment, they are trying to get the physiological relationship between the microorganism and the disease which are caused because of it, right? How they are trying to know the diversity of these microorganisms, and second, they are trying to know the they are trying to know the species of microbes. There are there are three main methods for detecting microorganisms. The bacterial culture, first method, the culture technique means we grow the bacteria. The traditional molecular biology technique with the help of traditional molecular biology that depend on the culture and high throat plot sequencing technique. The former is mainly used for the stool culture, right? Bacterial culture technique is remember mainly used for the stool culture. We develop the bacteria, take out the bacteria from a stool and develop it. This method is time consuming and the bacterial species obtained are limited. The latter two means we are talking about the traditionally biotechnology method and high through sequencing technology, right? High throughput sequencing technique. So the latter two are mainly isolate the bacteria DNA from the stool and detection fast and bacterial species are complete. Got it? Third point.
Yes.
Now the second page, that is microbiota gut brain axis, means this microorganism and its relationship with the brain axis. When I talk about the means we are talking about a central nerve, means it include the backbone and along with the backbone it also include the brain, right? In turn, the gut flora may affect the central nervous system and nerve cell, participate in regulation of nervous system function, affect the pathogenesis and progression of nervous system related disease. The gut flora may affect the central nervous system, means that gut flora means bacteria responsible for affecting central nervous system and the nerve cells, participate in the regulation of nervous system function. Sorry. They also participate in the regulation of function of our nervous central nervous system. They affect the pathogenesis and progression of nervous system related disease due to complex relationship between the gut microorganism population and the host. The authors proposed a new concept. Means scientists, they have proposed a new concept. The microbiota gut bacterial axis. The microbacteria, the microbiota gut brain axis is the focus of recent researches on the gut microbiology. In addition to the studies, the relationship between the gut microbiology and neurological function. Recent studies have emphasized how this relationship affects the human health. Clear this point?
Yes.
The brain and the gut can connect through a variety of pathways. So there are the number of the pathway by which our brain and gut is interconnected or interlinked, including the enteric nervous system, vagus nerve, the immune system. So it includes the nervous system, enteric nervous system. Vagus nerve, it's a type of nerve, right? The immune system, metabolic process of gut microbe. So there
So
are
what is enteric nervous system?
just let me tell you. I'm trying to show you. Look, I'll tell you both enteric nervous system and the vagus nerve as well. Okay, fine. Look, is it visible to you, Affaf?
Yes.
Okay. So we have already, when I was teaching you a nervous system, I told you nervous system is of two types, CNS and PNS, right?
Yeah.
PNS is made up of two things, motor and sensory nerves. Motor nerves, they may be a skeletal motor nerve, they may be autonomic nervous system, which is not in our control. Sensory nerves, they are cranial nerves, and dorsal root ganglia means these backbone nerves, right? Further, in motor nerves, autonomic nervous system, it is divided further. Sympathetic, parasympathetic, and there are certain nerves which interconnect the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, right? These are called enteric nervous system, and they also connect with the sensory nerves. Got it?
Yes.
So this was the ENS, enteric nervous system. Clear?
Yes.
The second thing, that is what is the vagus nerve, right? What it have to do with the, let me tell you what is the vagus nerve as well. Look, this is the vagus nerve. It is directly coming from the which part? Pons. It is coming out of the pons, right? This, and where it is going? It is directly going to the heart. It is directly controlling to our heart and our heartbeat and all that. Clear?
Yes.
That's what they are talking about. Okay. The brain and the gut can connect through the variety of pathway, including the enteric nervous system, vagus nerve, immune system, metabolic process of the gut microbe. The vagus nerve of the body can control the function of multiple organs such as the heart rate and the gut motility. So vagus nerve is controlling basically two. We have seen in the diagram. The vagus nerve can also transmit the peripheral immune signals to the CNS, right? What is the situation of the immune system, peripheral immune system? It directly sends this message to the central nervous system in brain. The vagus signal from the gut can trigger anti-inflammatory response. So the vagus signal from the gut, the type of the signal which is taken by the vagus nerve from the gut, trigger anti-inflammatory response against the sepsis induced by the microorganism, right? So whenever any microorganism uh, they induce any kind of the septic relationship, means some harmful substances, this signal is triggered by the vagus nerve, right? And this is anti-inflammatory response. The gut microorganism can affect the brain function through the vagus nerve. So by this way, gut microorganism can affect the uh, uh, brain function with the help of vagus nerve. After a vagotomy, is a study of the vagus nerves, the microorganism will not be able to regulate the behavior. Is it clear or not?
Yes.
Okay. Should I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Seventh. Now, what is the seventh point? Because the gut microorganism can directly affect the immune system. The immune activation may be this immune activation may be the pathway for the transmitting the microbial actions to the central nervous system, right? The microorganism can also enhance the anti-tumor immune effect drug by promoting the T cells. Now come to the point. Gut microorganism directly affect the immune system. So because with the help of lymph, immune activation may be the pathway for transmitting microbial action to central nervous system. These microorganisms can affect central nervous system through immune system. Clear? The microorganism can also enhance the anti-tumor immune effect. Means these microorganisms can help us to fight against the tumor cells, right? How? Anti-tumor immune effect drugs by promoting T cells through accumulation. They trigger the T cell to get accumulate, and we have studied that T cells naturally kill the cancer and transformation. And the microorganisms are very important for the immune function of the organism, right? The immune system play important role in maintaining the health by maintaining the gut homeostasis. Is that clear?
Yes.
Microorganism can also cause the neurophysiological changes in the host by producing chemical substances that bind to the receptor inside or outside the gut. Endotoxin and exotoxin. You know that. Is that clear? At
Yes.
point. In addition, studies have shown that microbiota may affect the central nervous system by altering the adult hippocampal neurogenesis. Remember, we have discussed this thing.
No.
Oh, come on! In the last class, I told you.
I don't
Adult,
really remember.
adult. Note down if you forget that. Don't forget it during the examination time. I have already told you AHN. There is an adult hippocampal. This is the only organism which have capability of regeneration of their neurons, and their neural cells have capability of dividing. This is the only organism. Remember,
Okay. Yes.
adult hippocampal is the only organism which have capability of division of nerve cells, and if its nerve cell degenerate, they again regenerate. Otherwise, there is no organism which have capability of division of nerve cells. Nerve cells never divide, and or they never regenerate.
Okay.
The adult hippocampus and lateral ventricle have the function of generating the new neurons. It is written over here. AHN has role in learning and memory and can have effect on the pathogenesis of neurological disorder related diseases and symptoms. So, in adult hippocampal neurogenesis, its role is basically in hippocampus is learning and memory, and it also affect the pathogenesis, right? And many neurological related diseases and symptoms, such as epilepsy, depression, Alzheimer disease, and Parkinson disease, right? So this AHN have capability to deal with these neurological disease. Got it?
Yes. But sir, what is epilepsy?
Epilepsy, it's a type of like paralysis.
Oh,
Okay. The impact of microorganism on the behavior and cognition have been increasingly recognized. Microbial signals can regulate the important function. The microbial signal can regulate the important function of healthy human bodies, and growing evidence has demonstrated that many diseases are due to disturbance of gut microbes. Now they are trying to prove that it is all microorganisms which are responsible for all neurological diseases. Evidences have demonstrated many diseases are due to disturbance of gut microbes. Early studies in the animals showed that introduction of single unique flora could lead to the development of anxiety-like behavior and change in the accompanied by the activation of neuron in the brain relied on the gut information transmitted to the brain via the vagus nerve, right? So if you introduce a new microflora, means new bacteria, this information will travel to the brain with the help of vagus nerve, and it will cause restlessness or anxiety kind of the behavior in the human. The change in the gut microorganism found in a sterile animal or with the use of probiotics. So how the microorganism can be changed, right? Uh, like in a sterile animal means where there is no harmful bacteria, or with the use of probiotic, you provide the probiotic to the any organism. Antibiotic and colonization with the fecal microorganism can influence the cognitive function of host. For example, supplementation of the probiotic for a week means if you provide supplement to probiotic curd and all that a week prior to the infection caused to a person. Suppose that there is a person who will get the infection. Before the infection comes, its microorganism are healthy or at the normal state. There is no harmful microorganism. You start providing probiotic to that person. Uh, Prior to infection, not only preventing the microorganism disturbance caused by the infection, but prevent the change in the cognitive behavior. Okay. For example, supplementing probiotic for a week prior to the infection can not only prevent the microorganism disturbance, it will prevent the microorganism disturbance and caused by the infection, but also it will prevent the infection of microorganism, but also prevent the changes in the cognitive behavior caused by stress. Means it will prevent the person from the stress as well, right? Liang et al. Found that probiotic could significantly improve the cognitive dysfunction induced by the chronic resistant stress, right? Means it relieved from the stress. In human experiment fMRI test, we have discussed this fMRI test in MRI and all that, CT scan MRI. In human experiment, fMRI test found that activities in the brain region that control the brain memory, processing of sensation. We altered the female volunteer consume the fermented milk that contained the probiotic. The above various studies found that stability of equilibrium state for the normal microorganism in the gut was closely related to the brain development of the function. Did you got this point or not? Point 11. Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Microbiota, gut brain axis, and neurophysiological disorder. In the previous, they tried to prove that there is a relationship between the microbiota and gut brain axis, means central nervous. Now they are trying to prove that microbiota means these microorganism and central nervous system, they have to do with the neuropsychological disorders, right? Means neurological disease. Now they are correlation with the neurological disease. That's what they want to prove. Schizophrenia. It's a type of disease when a person thinks that somebody is with him or her, right? Schizophrenia is neuropsychological disorder. It's a neurological and psychological disorder. And whole genome analysis suggests that immunity-related genes may change in schizophrenia patient. Now, their study says that if the person is have schizophrenia, uh, its immunity level genes changes, right? Means schizophrenia is a disease which will also affect the immunity of a person. Microorganism and intestinal mucosal cell. Remember intestinal mucosal cell?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mucosal cell that regulate the change of chemical factors such as pro-inflammatory interleukin 8, IL-8, IL-1, anti-inflammatory IL-10, transforming growth factor beta, TGF beta, the serum level of pro-inflammatory cytokines in schizophrenia patients are higher than those which are the normal control. So these are the chemical biochemicals which are found in the higher amount in a schizophrenia student patient in comparison to a normal patient, right? Normal person.
Sir, what are pro-inflammatory cytokines?
Pro-inflammatory cytokine, they are a type of protein hormones, right? And
Okay.
they are responsible for inflammation, right?
Okay. Are they different from the regular cytokines or the
Yeah, they are
same?
different from the regular cytokine.
How?
They are found in our body. They perform
Okay.
different functions, right? But they are not like this. The regular cytokine are the used in the for the cell division and all that, right? Which we study in our syllabus.
Yeah.
So okay, so schizophrenia patient are higher than those which are the normal control, and the level of serum inflammatory marks are positively correlated with the clinical symptoms of schizophrenia patient. Tell me, is it clear or not? 12 point.
Yes.
The gut bacteria can also produce the harmful substances that damage the intestinal epithelial barrier. The gut bacteria can also produce the harmful substances that damages the intestinal epithelial barrier, causing the neurotoxic bacterial product and protein to enter in circulatory system. Severance et al. Found that concentration of antibiotic against Saccharomyces cerevisiae were higher in the body of schizophrenia patient. Right? Clear or not?
Yes. Sir, Saccharomyces
Cerevisiae.
cerevisiae, whatever it
It,
is.
it's a type of
It's
fungi.
a bacteria, right?
No, it's a type of
Fungi or
fungi.
bacteria.
It's a
Okay.
type of fungi which causes the
Okay.
fermentation.
Okay.
This is called baker's yeast, used in the bakery as well. Got it?
Sir, is it included in like buttermilk and kefir
Yes, yes, yes.
in drinks?
Yes, yes. It is found in our drinks. Drinks, in cake, in pastries, and all that, right? In cakes, basically.
It's good, right?
Yeah, it's good. It is helpful in the fermentation. It break down the complex sugar into simple one.
Okay.
And this genus was marked as the gut inflammation, right? So many of them causes the right gut inflammation, and increase in the level of circulating pathogen antigen can cause the host to respond its own tissue and cell to form the molecular induction, and this response is central process of autoimmune disease. Is that clear?
Yes.
So what is the autoimmune disease? When our own immune system try to kill our own cells. Clear?
Yes.
Compared with the normal population, schizophrenia patients have higher probability of developing the autoimmune disorder, and a specific brain region of the schizophrenia patient, such as hippocampal, amygdala, frontal cortex, have higher level of autoimmune antibodies. Means in schizophrenia patient, these chemical reaches to the brain and they causes the degeneration or killing of the neurons, brain neurons. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Microbiota, gut brain axis, and neurodegenerative disease. Multiple sclerosis, a chronic inflammatory demyelinating disease, right? It kills or break the neurons of nervous system, and its etiology is still unclear. Still, it is not clear that what it do, but they degenerate the neuron. Multiple sclerosis is associated with the significance of increase in the number of the cells that have immune response to patient its own nervous system. Because gut microorganisms play important role in the development of autoimmune system and are associated with the variety of autoimmune metabolic diseases. Therefore, it is speculated, it's a type of speculation. Therefore, it is speculated that gut symbiotic microorganisms play important role in the susceptibility of multiple sclerosis. Is it clear or not?
Yes.
Pro-inflammatory factors associated with the chronic bowel disease can induce the intracranial inflammation, lead the death of dopaminergic neurons. So pro-inflammatory factor that is associated with the chronic bowel disease, they can also induce the inflammation, and that also lead the death of dopaminergic neurons. Dopamine is a type of chemical which let us feel the good, right? And it is released by dopaminergic neurons, right? And they kills like these disease. This disease kills the dopaminergic neurons, right? And eventually cause the development of PD. What is PD? PD,
Parkinson disease, I guess.
right? Parkinson disease. Yes, you are right. Parkinson disease. Right, very good. So the inflammatory changes observed in the Parkinson disease patient and Parkinson disease animal models are associated with increase of the gut permeability. LPS is a gut-derived pro-inflammatory bacterial endotoxin. Remember LPS?
Lipopolysaccharide.
Right, lipopolysaccharide is a gut derivative inflammatory bacterial endotoxin. It's an endotoxin means the toxin which is produced by the bacteria inside the bacteria that can cause the change in the substantia nigra and can act as Parkinson disease promoting substances. Similarly, Kesavarizan et al. Used high throughput sequencing technology to examine the stool sample from uh, uh, 38 PD patient and 34 healthy individuals. They found that LPS synthesis genes were significantly higher in the PD patient than the normal controls. Got it?
Yes.
AD is a degenerative disease of CNS. Its onset is recessive and its disease and its disease course is chronically progressive. The pathological marker of AD included extracellular beta amyloid senile plaque and intracellular neurofibrillary tangles. The number and the maturation of microglial cells in sterile mice and abnormal, resulting in the damage of immune system, ultimately leading to the development of neurological disease such as AD. Is it clear?
Yes.
Mm, Cognitive behavior impairment is a characteristic of AD patient and influences the gut microorganism on cognitive behavior capability as demonstrated that role of the gut microorganism in the pathogenesis of AD. Finally, they are also here trying to prove that again the gut microorganism have to do with the AD. Integrity of BBB. What is BBB?
Blood-brain barrier.
Right, blood-brain barrier. So it is important for the brain function and development. The inflammation caused by the change in the gut microorganism will lead to the change in the blood-brain barrier integrity, their correlation, their connection, which in turn affect the brain function. Under the normal condition, LPS, lipopolysaccharide, cannot enter into bloodstream due to cell disrupted and permeability increased. LPS can enter into bloodstream and induces the inflammatory response. The studies found that the plasma lipopolysaccharide concentration in an AD patient is 3 times that of normal patient. Furthermore, the intraperitoneal junction LPS into mice can cause an AB protein increase, hippocampus, cognitive defect, and many impairment. The increase of inflow or increase of the outflow of AB protein in the AD patient cause aggregation of AB protein in AD patient, and this finding suggests that decrease in the capability to clear the AB protein and increase the BBB permeability in the AD patient. Increase in the concentration of plasma LPS in AD patient implies the impairment of gut barrier function and increase the gut inflammation and the permeability, which further suggests that gut microbiota may participate uh, in the pathophysiological process of AD. Tell me, is it clear or not?
Yes, sir, but what's AB protein?
Where is that? AB. AD protein.
AB.
Where is AB? Is it A beta protein?
Yeah, A beta protein.
Okay. Now let's search what is the A beta protein. Amyloid beta structure. Amyloid beta peptide is produced through the proteolytic processing of transmembrane protein, amyloid precursor APP. Amyloid beta denotes the peptide of 3643 amino acid. The main component of amyloid plaque found in the brain of the people with Alzheimer's disease. It's a type of the protein, harmful protein, which is found in the people who have the Alzheimer's disease. Okay, AD means this protein is responsible for Alzheimer. Got it?
Yes.
That's it. Tell me if you have any doubt in any line.
Actually, no, I don't have any doubt.
Okay. So everything done?
Yes, I wanted to ask something else that's not
Yeah.
related to this.
Yeah, sure. Tell me.
Sir, what's albumin?
Albumin is a type of protein which is found, that is an egg white. That is albumin. The same albumin protein is found in our blood. It remains dissolved with our blood, and basically this is basic protein. Not basic, rather than it's an amphoteric protein, and it is responsible for maintaining the pH level of our blood.
Okay,
So it's called buffer solution, right?
okay.
It's very important for the maintaining the blood pH value in humans. Any more doubt?
No.
Okay. So see you in some next class, right? Now
Okay.
I have another batch, right?